This scene takes place in a bar. To be good at darts, Hunter told Carly, watching Amber and... Sorry, I cannot see at all. I could kind of guess at what I wrote. Or I could find a place that's not in the shadow and put it there. If you could, that would be good. I'm getting old. Thank you. That is great, thank you. To be good at darts, Hunter told Carly, watching Amber in the bar mirror that twinned every bottle, requires more than just a steady hand. Amber missed the entire board, hitting a paper skeleton. One needs to believe things, Hunter tapped his empty glass, will go where one wishes. He coughed hard, laying his head in his crossed arms while he caught his breath. Carly put her palm to his forehead before he could protest and took it away before anyone could notice. In the mirror they sat reversed, Hunter beautifully wrecked, the subject of art photographs, Carly a passerby destined for cropping. His cell phone rang with the sound a video game made when you got an extra life. My pleasure, he said into it. He raised his empty glass to Violet Burrows across the crowd, then poured himself off the bar stool, catching his balance like he pulled off a trick. Heavy-lidded and loose-limbed, he moved through the room with the silken languor in which everyone wanted to be wrapped. His cousin Ian, who used to rule here before he left for Princeton 2 months and 20 pounds ago, Ian's ex-girlfriend Violet, in from Dartmouth and having lost more weight than Ian had gained, and Olivia, who was forever trying remedies for her acne that turned her skin peely or swollen or angry, and who always laughed at jokes too late, but not tonight. Tonight, out of nowhere, Violet had chosen Olivia as her porta-buddy, whispering into her ear what was funny. Ian's new girlfriend from college, Ian's girlfriend's pink skirt, Ian's girlfriend's pronouncing really like Raleigh. Hunter brought Violet a mineral water, Hunter's own drink, poured by the manager, Reggie, after the new bartender had balked at the fake ID. It was golden and neat. Hunter should be in bed, Carly said. Amber shrugged. She faux-flashed Ian, pulling up her orange t-shirt with treat across the chest. Underneath was a black layer, trick. Ian laughed. His girlfriend stared like she thought he was someone different before she'd met his friends. He's slurring, Carly said. Amber took gum from the plastic jack-o'-lantern she carried as a purse. Where have you been for, ever? It wasn't like this before. The words formed in Carly's head and got stuck there. Before when? Change was like drunkenness, difficult to hold unless you grabbed it right behind its snaky head. Violet trailed her fingers under the neck of Hunter's crisp, collarless shirt and up to his gold earring, a tiny hoop she teased with her pinky. Raleigh, cute, she said to Ian's girlfriend about her skirt, shaking her head the way that people said no. Instead of a costume, Violet wore a single item that suggested the costume she would have worn if she weren't too cool for one, a cowboy hat. Over a French cuffed shirt buttoned halfway over a black cami, she wore a black bolo tie fastened by a silver bowl that swung back and forth where her breasts used to be. In high school, she'd been the kind of bumpy you studied, a topographical map. But everyone said this new look suited her even better. It was a memorable flatness, like the edge of the world. That fringe, Violet said to Ian's girlfriend, fringe is the thing, is it not? Tell me where you got it. Imitation, you know, is the most sincere flattery. Don't you want to be flattered? She'd grow up to be more beautiful and cruel. She'd get bored of anorexia before it turned her ugly and starve other people instead. Carly knew this as strongly and suddenly as she knew that last night, after he'd left her house, Hunter had slept with Violet, and that her tracing his earlobe was them doing it again, only this time in public. Girls offered Hunter sex so often and easily that he had to make rules for himself. Rules Carly had watched him write in his journal years earlier. No virgins, no fresh women, no crushy types. Carly would hear girls talk about him at parties through noise that made them think they weren't shouting. So considerate, they'd say, he was. So creative. So patient. He used to be like that out of bed, too. But maybe it had just gotten to be too much. She'd gotten to be too much. Her neediness, her weight. All the time she embarrassed him, he pretended she hadn't. Had he stopped loving her a little at a time, or all at once? If she'd only known it would happen, she would have hung on to her last moments of feeling safe in the world. You should take a break, she said. Violet's not drinking, and what if you want to, hang out with her after? Though it gagged her to say it, she was desperate to slow him down. He was at the point of drunkenness when his personality could seriously change, turning him warm in fake ways, cold in real ones, a point when he'd feel deathly ashamed in the morning. I mean, what if you're too messed up, H, to... What are you doing? He whispered. Being your friend? He tried to turn away as he coughed, but there was nowhere to turn. Please, let's go, she said, rubbing his neck before she realized she was touching him again. I'll take care of you. In the mirror, she saw in Ian's eyes that he'd heard her. She saw Hunter see it, too. He stood, spilling her off his lap. My God, C, are you trying to fuck me or nurse me? Later, she'd realized she'd never slapped anyone before. Later, she'd feel how solid his cheekbone was against her fingers, and hear how sharp the sound of her palm on his skin was. Later, remembering how his head turned with her blow, she'd realized that to protect itself, a body sometimes gives in to force instead of resisting. Thank you.